Hi everybody, haven't seen you for about a week now. I've been very busy, plus we've had a bit of family time as well, but let's take a little look round the polytunnel and the growing outside as well, and we'll also take a look at a little lawnmower which I was started working on, but when I say started work on it, I haven't really done anything to it apart from check it over. Let me show you. See you in a minute. Right, well, I don't know whether you can see or not, but tomatoes have actually gone wild in here and really gone mad. And we had a very busy weekend, and literally the sun's really been belting down as well. So if you don't water this every day, everything wilts very, very quickly. But I had a little spate where I didn't water it for 2 days, and I literally come in here this morning and it was sort of, everything was sort of leaning over, and as I say, it's now later on in the evening now at 6 o'clock, and I've watered it twice today and everything's perked back up again. So you have to keep on top of this sort of stuff in like a false environment like this polytunnel, for example, because it really does get hot in here. And also with free draining compost, it's not like having a ground where you've got a constant supply of moist soil underneath. You've really got to keep on top of the watering, and missing out a day is not really a good idea. So anyway, let's have a little look around at the polytunnel and let's just show you how things have actually progressed over the last week or two. Well, as you can see, my asters plants are really taken off now. There's me bell peppers that are under the table there. Now I'm going to try and let them dry out for a little bit, because I was looking at, I think it was Tony's, is it Tony's allotment? Or the allotment shed? I think it was the allotment shed I was watching on there. And they had, or Chris I think his name was, sorry if I got your name wrong, Chris, if you do watch my channel. It was, I think his allotment shed, and he had a chap on where they had a conversation, and they was talking about peppers, because I've really not had any joy with peppers, and I think I've been keeping them too well watered, because apparently if you let them dry out, that forces them to flower, because they think that they're in a drought situation, and they produce the flower heads, and that in turn will hopefully produce the bell peppers. So I'm going to let these dry out a bit. So that's a little tip I learnt now. I've never really grown peppers successfully anyway. So, well, chili peppers I have last year, but as I say, not these bell peppers. So I'll be giving that a little bit of a test run there. Now, as you can probably see here, these are our carrots in here, which I planted in them round containers, if you remember. Now we've actually been eating them. Sharon's been pulling them up and we've actually been eating them. Let's, I don't know what we got. I'm going to leave the rest at the moment. She's been taking the ones that have sort of had a... Yeah, there's one there, look. Can you see that, look? There's another one there, look. So, should we pull that or should we leave it for a little bit longer? We'll leave it for a little bit longer. But as you can see, they have actually started developing, and we've actually been eating these as well. So, there you go, there, look. In fact, I'm going to pull this one. Look, that looks like quite a nice one, look. Let's see what we got here. Oh, there we go, look. There, one of our little carrots. Now, if you remember, I actually grew these. If you look at my previous videos, last year we grew them in little seed trays, and then Sharon transferred them out into the raised bed. And when we pulled them up, they had all the foliage on top, and they was literally like that, nothing underneath them, apart from they all spiralled round. But this year I persevered with it, because I wanted to grow them in containers again. So this year what I did, I got the, where is it? We started them off in containers, and then I got the dibbing tool, dug a hole, we pulled the actual little roots out and stretched the roots out, and literally dropped the roots, say it was like that, we dropped that straight into the dibbed hole, and then we just sort of backfilled it, and as you can see this time it's worked. So that's how we've been growing in containers with our little carrots there, and as you can see, lovely little thing there. And we've done it in 2 large trays there, 2 large round buckets, and there's also another trough of them over there. So that idea seems to work anyway. So that's one success we've had over last year. And as you can probably see now, the tomatoes are coming on now. They're really sort of taking off all over the place. And as you can see over here, we're literally overrun with tomato plants. And also the kale, as you can see, is still growing strong there. As you can see there, look where we've been cutting it back sort of thing, and eating this. And it's just regenerating all the time. Look, and we're having this every Sunday. And there's our sorrel there, and the leaves are really big now on that, so we're really pleased with that. My onions are taking off well, as you know. As you can probably see, we've put these in the raised bed there, or not in the raised bed, in this growing container there. Although there's loads of weeds in and around, look, I've got to pull them all out, look. But you can see the onions now are getting quite a nice size there now, look, so apparently they'll be ready for August, which is only a couple of weeks away. The cucumber plant, as you know, has really gone rambling mad now, and it's working its way out the door as well. I did actually hang it up as well, and as you can see, where it's trailing up here as well. And we've probably got, oh, I don't know whether these, yeah, there we go, there. Look at them porcupine little things there, look. There's a little cucumber there, and these are literally all over the place. Look, another one there coming up, look. All down there. These little flowers, everywhere where there's a flower is a cucumber. So that's really, really taken off now. And as you know, that took really a long time for them to get established and develop. So apparently someone said that I should be hanging them up and they training them up to get the proper shaped cucumbers or whatever. So that's obviously what I'm doing there. So let's have a look outside now. Well, as you can probably see there on the raised bed, I've cleared out the broccoli now, and I've also cleared out the cauliflowers. They both basically bolted, so I don't know what I'm going to plant in there yet, I'm not too sure, but I've kept it nice and clear and done all the in-between weeding. I've left the Savoy cabbages in there, and over here we've had some lovely turnips in here as well, so they're still going. As you can see, I've got the odd onion at the end there as well, so you know, I'm not too sure exactly what I'm going to put in here at the moment, but the cabbage white butterflies are so crafty, they've been sneaking in through these nets, so not a lot of them. I've seen the odd one or two floating about, so just something I've had to keep an eye on. Over here as well, I've got me potatoes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barrels or buckets of potatoes here, and there's also, I think, 1 or 2 inside as well. Now these are very near at their time now, 12 weeks, so I'm going to let them go a little bit over because the foliage is still up and very green at the moment, so I think I can afford to let them just go a little bit further there. And again, we've got another load of tomatoes out here as well. Now, as you can probably see here now, my green beans, sorry, not my green beans, my peas rather, my sweet peas have started to die back here. I don't know whether this is normal or what, I'm not too sure. We've had quite a good harvest off of these at the moment, but there are still some green ones on there, and they're still a bit woody. I've been well watering the ground, so it's nothing to do with that basically, so I'm not too sure if that's the normal phenomenon. But I've had no sign yet of any runner beans round the other side. So this looks like my runner beans, this side, and as you see, they're all leafing up, and I don't know whether the flowers indicate that they're getting ready for making runner beans, I'm not too sure, but this side's been a lot more slower, and I'm just keeping it well watered at the moment. As you can see, there's my old raspberries in here, so horseradish plant is again looking good, so I'm happy with that. 2 courgette plants, both basically got eaten, and a couple of weeds have come up in their place. So look, and look at these things here, look, they come up out of nowhere, look, these weeds. The gherkin plant, which I think you remember, for some reason, that has actually blossomed, and we've actually got a gherkin on there now, as you can probably see. Now, that whoever was eating the other ones, that was my pumpkin there. As you can see, it's been eaten right back there. I don't know why, but that one, these ones haven't been touched at all. The sweet corn in the containers is still looking pretty good. Oh, Barney's just shown up, look. And also me, that could do with a bit of watering actually. The old, yeah, it's a little bit dry, although I did water this earlier on, but it dries out very quick. My rhubarb is looking probably a bit sorry for itself there, so I'll have to give this a good water as well. Now, you might remember this Honda lawnmower which I got a month or so back, and I didn't have a chance to look at it. One of the problems it had was that the handle, when you pulled it, it didn't pull back. It was like the cable was too short on it. But I've actually repaired that now, and all it was a routing problem for the cable. So that comes back as it should do now. So again, I didn't start this one up. What I'd done before I did try to start it up was I just thought I'd check the oil. And typical situation, let me show you. It was this much overfilled. This is what I actually got out of it. And I don't know, you probably can't see that on the camera there, but it's actually totally clean oil. So someone's obviously stripped it down to do a bit of work on it, and basically they'd put the handle back on wrong, so you couldn't pull that up to start it properly. They overfilled it by that much. So if they did get it started, it would have smoked like a right trooper. And also, I wasn't happy with the way that the springs looks on it for the carburettor and the linkages and all that. So lucky enough, I had a spare engine over here, which is this one I've got on the table here. And basically this spring here, which is attached to the governor arm, they'd attached the bottom part, which was okay, but the top spring there, they'd attached right up here as well. So it would have been pulling and revving at full speed on that governor. So basically putting that back on the right way was part of it, which as I say, this is all pre-checks I've done before I started it up. And I also drained the old stale fuel out of the tank and also out of the bottom of the fuel bowl. So what happened was I got it started. Let me just show you it. Let's put the fuel back on. But there still is a problem with it. In other words, where it won't idle properly or run properly on low speed. So let's see if it will start now. Go away, Barney. Oh, I forgot to put the choke on. So put it down to choke, pull it up. There we go. So basically, it will run on the full speed like that. As soon as you put it down to slow speed, she'll cut out. So that's a problem I've got to investigate. And I've done a little bit of research online on this one, and it looks like some of the jets might be blocked in the carburettor. So I'm not going to do that today. I thought I'd just show you that anyway. But as I say, before I started it up, I've done all them little pre-checks which I told you. And as I say, I found the oil that was too much. I found the spring on the carburettor was in the wrong place, and it would have really revved high if I would have started it. And also drain the fuel tank out and put fresh fuel in it. So now the carb will have to come off properly this time. I'll put that in the ultrasonic cleaner. We'll do that tomorrow in a video tomorrow for you. And hopefully we can get this thing running lovely. We'll just give it a good clean up, and then we'll put it out and we'll be selling this one. So it should be a good mower to sell, this one, because it's got the old Honda engine on it, and they are known for their reliability as well. So anyway, that's just a little quick look round at the garden. Let's have a look at quickly look at the flowers as well. As you can see, look, these have come out lovely now. Look, these little babies. There's some dahlias at the back there. I forget what this one is. Sharon did tell me, but I do tend to forget the names of flowers. But couple of rose bushes there which have also bloomed in one or two places, and now we've got a second lot of buds which are coming out there now. And let's just take you over to the raised bed here again. And I don't know whether I told you that I'd put this copper strip around the whole of the perimeter, and this year we have virtually only had one snail that had got in there, and I don't know whether that might have even been in there. I don't know, as I say, because I found it actually half buried in the compost. So that was only one snail, as opposed to last year when this thing was basically overrun with snails. So that little copper strip there, which is just an adhesive strip which goes all the way around the perimeter, seems to have stopped the slugs and snails from getting all your brassicas and stuff like that. As you can see, look, I've put some onions in the raised bed as well there. I think all the leeks that I put in the middle, I think they've all sort of died and disappeared. But there's some lovely sized turnips in there. As you can probably see, just over there, look, you can see the purple head sticking out. Just over there, for example. One more down there. But the back of this is supposed to be Brussels sprouts. I don't know what's happening with this. It don't look like any Brussels sprout plant I've ever seen, but we'll have to just wait and see. So yeah, there we go. I haven't done much, as I said to you, over the last few weeks, and we've had a couple of barbecues, as you know, and we've been having a lot of family time and stuff like that. We've got our auntie up here, or Sharon's auntie's up here at the moment, Auntie Brenda. So the week before that we had Sharon's brother up here from London. Sharon's auntie's come from, I think it's Hertfordshire or Herefordshire, one of the two. So yeah, we've basically just been chilling out at the end of the day, so not really much to see in sort of family videos, but I have put a couple on, as you know, with the barbecue and all that, because we had a bit of fun on them days. So I'm hoping to get a bit more productive now. We've also had the 1940s weekend up here in my little village of Woodhall Spa, where they was expecting about 10,000 people. I don't know whether that did happen, but it was really busy over this last weekend. And everything's taken back to the 1940s. All the windows are dressed in 1940s style. There's all 1940s vehicles up and down the main high street, and people come from literally all over the country, maybe even further afield, because you have the old fly past of the old planes, the Spitfires and stuff like that. That all takes place. You've got the 1940s music and all that. So it really is a lovely sort of experience if you want to experience the 1940s and what it was possibly like back then. And that's just something we've had up here. And if you're into sort of going into the woods, there was like little camps of people in little tents, all soldiers basically, dressed up as soldiers and all that. And you can imagine what it might have been like when they was living out in the rough sort of thing, and all in their jungle greens. Well, they weren't jungle greens then, basically. It was all camouflage gear, wasn't it? So, yeah, we've had a lovely time. And today I've not really done a lot today. But I thought I'd just throw this little video out because a couple of my subscribers have sort of been asking or looking forward to me pre-Sunday video, which they normally do, because quite a lot of people like watching me Sunday video when I put it up, and it normally goes on like sort of in the evening, but I didn't get a chance to do it last night, again because we was watching having some family time, and also the golf is on the Open at St Andrews, which I've been watching as well, and it's on again today, so I'm going to be watching that again a little bit later on. So we've got some bit of work to do on Jimmy's Vauxhall Corsa as well. We just literally been down to pick that up from the MOT. That's failed the MOT. One of the coil springs is broken at the back. He's got a steering gaiter on the CV joint at the front, which is come adrift, so we'll be doing that as well. And also one of the drop links at the front, the bushes are worn on it, so we're going to be putting a new one of them on. They don't cost a lot of money, it's a simple little job, so his MOT is still legal at the moment, so he's got another 6 days on it or something like that. So we've just ordered the parts online, so there'll be another little couple of tutorial videos there on how to change them parts. And that's about it, I think. So, you know, we've got Bison now, the Rottweiler. Bison, come here. He's worse than Barney. Barney's into everything. As soon as I get that hose out, and Barney, come here. Come and say hello to everybody. Up. Come here. Up. Bison, come here. Where is he? Come here, look. Come and say hello. This is Bison. He's the Rottweiler. And he was Gary's dog. And Gary's give him to us now because Gary's got obviously 3 kids now. And Bison was sort of getting left indoors in the kitchen or in the garden on his own sort of thing. And, you know, he deserves a bit more space to run about in, so lucky enough we got the space for him and the other company, the other dogs, and his character's totally changed because he was very excitable. As you can see now, he's calmed down a treat, and he's a lovely boy, because when he used to come round and visit, Barney used to get depressed, and you could actually see how depressed Barney used to be. But look at them now, they're like a little couple of, what's the word? Little couple of naughty boys running around the garden, and I can't water without him wanting some water, can I? Eh? Anyway, all right, stop licking me. And he's a licky dog, and I'm not too keen on licky dogs. So sit down, Bison. Sit. Sit down. That's it. So anyway, that's Bison. You'll see him in a few more videos because he's always around my feet as well. And he does love being out here with Barney. Okay then, well, we'll see you in the next video. And hopefully I'll be starting getting a few more out now because I've got to get some work done. I've got a few lawnmowers to get out. I want to get the Triumph Acclaim out, as you know, and I want to get started, as many people keep asking me, on the Reliant Robin. Hopefully this year, definitely this year, I would say. So there you go. Keep watching, and we'll be banging a few more vids out in the near future. Bye for now.